Everybody who grew up here has the same memory. You are small in the back seat. The car slows for a certain bridge. Your chest goes tight and you shut your eyes until the tires find the other side. You hated it then. You still hate it now. Nobody told you the fear was correct. The roads that kill you in Jamaica are not the ones the tourist board warns about. They are the ones you drive every day. Number 13, the boulevard that never sleeps. Washington Boulevard, St. Andrew. This is a road most Kingstonians treat as nothing. A wide arterial carrying the whole corporate area north and west. And that ordinariness is the trap. Between 2019 and 2023, at least 16 people were killed along its lanes. One of the busiest and most crash-prone thoroughfares in the parish. It was built the way so many Jamaican roads were built. Laid out for car speed straight through neighborhoods where people live, shop, and cross on foot. It kills at night because it invites that speed, open tarmac with pedestrians stepping out where there is no crossing. Across the island in those years, nearly 6 in 10 of the dead were vulnerable road users on foot or on 2 wheels. And a driver doing 80 does not see the person until the person is already on the glass. This island has not kept its road deaths below 300 since 2012, and the toll climbed to 487 in 2021 and 488 the year after. The worst single year on record. You have driven this road 100 times and thought nothing of it. That is exactly the point. A wide, fast, ordinary road. Those are the ones that take you. Number 12, the highway they named for the deliverer, Bustamante Highway, Clarendon. Named for Alexander Bustamante, the national hero who fought to free the working man and became the country's first premier, this was one of the earliest roads the authorities were forced to designate a crash hotspot, and it has never lost the title. In the 5 years to 2023, it claimed at least 27 lives, close to 5.5 every year. The stretch runs fast and flat through open cane country, and at night there is little lighting and little to slow anyone down. The Island Traffic Authority is blunt about what does the killing on roads like this, proceeding at high speed with no regard for conditions, drifting out of the proper lane, and overtaking improperly into oncoming traffic. Speeding alone accounted for hundreds of the island's dead in recent years. It is on dark straights like this one, pulling out blind into a set of oncoming lights, that a single bad decision turns into a funeral. Nobody plans it. The road simply does not forgive. Number 11, the road to the Old Capital, Old Harbor Road, St. Catherine. St. Catherine is one of the deadliest parishes on the island for road users. Some years, the very deadliest, with more than 60 people killed across its roads in a single year. Old Harbor Road is a large part of why. It alone accounted for at least 29 deaths in that 5-year window. And once you add the Nelson Mandela Highway and the choked Spanish Town bypass, 3 roads in this one parish took 71 lives, just over 14 every single year. It is a commuter artery, congested and fast by turns, threading through townships where people live right against the road, their front steps almost touching the lane. A modern tolled highway runs alongside it now, but the toll costs money, so the old road stays packed with the people who cannot spare it. The danger is the mix. Heavy trucks and packed minibuses in the same asphalt as pedestrians and cyclists after dark, on a surface that gives no room at all for a mistake. You cannot see the person in dark clothes until the last second, and the last second is never enough. Number 10, the coast road that takes the riders. The Bay Main Road, Little London. Westmoreland has ranked among the parishes with the highest road fatalities in the whole country. Some years close to 60 dead, with motorcyclists making up almost half of them. This Western Coast Road is a reason it earns that grim place. 17 people died along it in 5 years, and a great many were on 2 wheels. Riders who across Jamaica are among the most vulnerable people on any road. Motorcyclists alone make up about 1/3 of the island's road dead, and nearly 9 in 10 of all who die are men, most of them young riders on stretches exactly like this one. The bike gives no protection, the helmet is often not there, and the road gives no light. At night, a rider here is a shadow with a single lamp, and the first anyone knows of the crash is the sound of it in the dark, and then the silence after. A car has a cage of steel around you. A rider on this road at night has nothing at all between his skin and the asphalt. Number 9, the parish that swallows its drivers, the Landovery main road, St. Anne. St. Anne is stalked by crashes, and Landovery is the worst of them, with at least 19 deaths in the review period. But it does not stop there. Count the 13 lost on the Runaway Road, the 11 on the Discovery Bay Road, the 8 each on the Edward Siga Highway, and the Ocho Rios Bypass, and 6 roads in this one parish took 65 lives. This is the north side, tourist country by day, and by night, a dark ribbon of curves with the sea on one hand and the Black Hills on the other. The old people up here still keep the duppy stories, the rolling calf that comes down a lonely road with red burning eyes and a dragging chain. Come to block a night traveler and drive him off the edge. You may not believe a word of it, but you will notice that the people who grew up on this road do not walk it alone after dark, and they will not tell you why. Number 8, the tourist strip with a hidden toll, the Rose Hall Main Road, St. James. Here is the one that surprises everybody. For the 5 years 23, the Rose Hall Main Road was the single deadliest crash hotspot in all of Jamaica, with at least 34 fatalities, more than any other stretch on the island. Add the 11 lost on the Iron Shore Road and the 10 on the AGS Coombs Highway, and 3 roads in this one tourism parish took 55 lives. The killing has not stopped since. In 2026, a young woman named Bianca Wallace, just 22, was crushed at a roadside work site when a heavy tractor, an SUV, and a minibus collided. Some of the dead were visitors who simply did not know the road, drivers who could not read how fast a local corner arrives in the dark. Above it all stands Rose Hall Great House, where the legend of the White Witch, Annie Palmer, has been told for 200 years. The mistress who murdered 3 husbands and was murdered in turn. Tourists come for the ghost story and the gift shop. The real body count is on the road below, and it is not a legend. And number 1 is still ahead. Number 7, the island's first killer, the Nelson Mandela Highway, St. Catherine. This was, in effect, Jamaica's very first crash hotspot. The road that taught the whole country the phrase. Named for the statesman, it is the great artery that links Kingston to Spanish Town and Portmore, and it carries an enormous share of the island's traffic every single day of the year. It exists for one purpose: to move cars from one end to the other as fast as possible. And it has taken at least 33 lives in 5 years, most of them in the vicinities of Central Village and the Cayamanas crossing, where the lanes open up and the speed climbs. The surface has been widened and improved more than once. And still the crashes keep coming, because sheer volume and speed do not care about fresh asphalt. At night, the flat, fast, featureless run lulls a tired driver into trusting it, his eyes heavy on the long, straight, one moment of drift on a road this busy, and it is over. The highway has been quietly collecting them since before the country even had a name for what it was. Number 6, the deadliest road on the whole island, the North Coast Highway. When the Mona Geoinformatics Institute measured every road in Jamaica, this newly built coastal highway came back as the most deadly stretch in the entire country, roughly 5 times deadlier than any other, having claimed more than 363 lives from over 5,600 crashes in a single decade. It was built smooth and wide and fast, and that is precisely the problem. A good road tempts a driver to trust it completely, and the same study found speeding to be the single biggest cause of fatal collisions on stretches like this. The long, dark runs between Ocho Rios, Runaway Bay, and Discovery Bay give that speed nowhere to go but head-on into another vehicle, and parts of the North Coast Road are known to turn slick and treacherous the moment it rains. Remember, of everyone killed on this island's roads in those 5 years, nearly 900 died in a handful of hot spots, exactly like this one. If you take only one road on this entire list at night, do not let it be this one. And if these are holding you, drop a comment with the parish you are watching from right now. Number 5, the night a whole community was erased, the Temple Hall Main Road, West Rural St. Andrew. This tricky, twisting hill road above Kingston earned its place on this list with a single night. In February 2023, 5 young motorcycle riders from the Lawrence Tavern community were killed together in one crash on this stretch. 5 lives at one time, pushing its toll to 11 in 5 years. 5 families One road, one night, and a community that has never once been the same since. It became a national symbol of the carnage. 5 young men gone in a single instant on a stretch locals had feared for years. It winds and climbs and drops and has no forgiveness in it at all after dark. No lighting, no margin. And up here, the great silk cotton trees stand at the roadside. The trees, the old tradition says the duppies keep for themselves and no man should ever cut. People will tell you the road took those young men that night. The coroner will tell you it was the corner and the speed. Both of them are standing on the exact same piece of ground. Number 4, the causeway between the sea and the sea. The Palisadoes Main Road, Kingston. This is the thin spit of sand and stone that carries the road out to the airport. Water on both sides, fully exposed to wind and flood, with nowhere at all to run if it goes wrong. It is the only way in and out for the airport and the old fishing town of Port Royal. So when it goes under, an entire community is simply cut off from the island. In December 2022, a single crash here claimed 4 lives at once, part of at least 10 deaths recorded along the strip in the period. At night, it is one of the loneliest drives on the whole island, a straight, dark line laid over the harbor, where the wind shoves a light car sideways and the sea waits patiently on either hand. When the weather turns, this road is among the first in the country to go under, the waves crossing the tarmac while you are still out there on it. And the authorities have had to close it more than once as the harbor climbed the road. Beautiful in daylight, with the planes coming in low over the water. A trap in the dark. Number 3, the bypass that did not save them. The Melrose Hill Bypass, Manchester. The bypass was opened as part of the island's flagship toll highway network, sold to the public as modern, engineered, and safe. Built to lift the traffic off the old treacherous hill. And it too became a hotspot in its own right, claiming at least 14 lives in 5 years, matching the toll of the Winston Jones Highway nearby. In 2022, a single collision on Melrose Hill killed 3 people and left 13 others injured in one terrible stroke. A scene of torn metal spread clear across the carriageway. It runs the high, cool country of Manchester, well above the coast, and it drops and curves through mist that comes down without any warning at night. The kind of thick hill fog that erases a windscreen completely between 1 second and the next. You are driving, and then you are simply driving blind. A safer road that still fills its own steady share of graves. Number 2, the hill that eats the trucks. Spur Tree Hill, Manchester. Ask any driver anywhere on this island, and they know this name, and they lower their voice a little when they say it. Spur Tree Hill is the steep, famous descent that links Mandeville down to St. Elizabeth and the west. And heavily laden trucks come down it, lose their brakes on the long grade, and go over the precipice with a terrible regularity. In April 2026, in the dark before dawn, a tractor trailer laden with cement went over the edge and overturned again and again down the hillside, killing the driver, 25-year-old Jordan Sterling, and his passenger, 21-year-old Yanis McLegan, a young welder, both of them flung from the unit as it rolled. The wreck tore down a utility pole and cut power and running water to whole communities below. Weeks before, a 3-truck crash had shut the road completely. The sign at the top tells drivers to gear down early. The ones who trust their brakes instead are the ones the hill takes. And at night, the curves give even less warning. They have begged for a bypass here for years. The hill keeps collecting. Number 1, the bridge you already feared. Flat Bridge, Bog Walk Gorge, St. Catherine. This is the one from the back seat. This is the one your chest still remembers. Flat Bridge is one of the oldest crossings in all of Jamaica, built by enslaved hands back in the 1700s across the Rio Cobre, deep in the Bog Walk Gorge, with a sheer wall of rock on one side and the river on the other. The plantations were forced to give up 1 enslaved person for every 50 they owned to build it, and many of them died in the water doing so. It has no railings. It never has. Only low stone bumps. It carries the road on a single narrow lane laid almost level with the river, and when the Rio Cobre rises, the whole bridge simply goes under. The gates close, and still people try to cross. as they did in the floods after Hurricane Beryl. The record is long and exact. In June 1996, a minibus went off it, and 7 people drowned in the Rio Cobre. There were 3 more in 1998, and others before and long since. And once even a truck full of school children went over the side. A boy who could not swim somehow surfacing alive. And this is where the River Mama is said to live. The spirit of the gorge who surfaces only when the water turns a strange lizard green and pulls the fated car over the edge to join her below in the dark. They say every soul who ever tried to capture her ended up dead or broken in a hospital bed. The old people cross this bridge and say a quiet word under their breath. Now you know exactly why. The bridge is still there, the river is still there, and every single night, people still drive across the exact spot where the others went in. 13 roads, 1 island, a toll that never falls below $400 a year. Subscribe and we count the rest.